Alright guys, good morning. This is episode 57 of MLB 19, the show from the weekends and on the weekends since I go back to the lab today. Checked out the new schedule. We'll get to a little bit of that, about that in a second. If you guys are jumping in chat, the same with my moderators. If you guys want to catch more MLB 19 from the weekends and on the weekends, make sure you guys hit that red support button and like button and turn on notification bell if you guys haven't had the opportunity. If anybody in the chat, part of the IamACreatorCommunity.com equals hashtag pay it forward, James Cox is finally back on YouTube. So I'm not really sure if he's going to be live this Sunday or not. It all depends on work. But he is doing good, by the way. I did see him live last night. And if you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. Anything about the Idol or Night to Sign. Because I was at my Love's Place last night. So we'll see. As the Detroit Tigers, in game 1 of 3, the Tigers will be visiting the Atlanta Braves. As the Detroit Tigers defense, we're starting Matthew Boyd, a 3-3 win-loss ratio, 3.17 ERA. As you guys can see in the chat. So how are you guys doing this morning? Hopefully you guys had a great week. I actually had a good week too, but yeah, love comes first before I do anything else, you know, and other than that, it is good to be back, you know. Getting back what I always pretty much want to get back into, you know, and last episode, it was really good. It was very good this week, and other than that, I've just been well rested. Ready to go back to work this afternoon since my parents come back from Kalahari tonight. So other than that, it's all good. It's all good as it has to be. But we'll see what happens today, obviously. And if you guys can hear me, type it in the chat. Let's go, let's go. Coming to the Braves defense, Son Newcomb makes his 10th start of the season of a 1-7 record. In game 1 of 3, 6.80 ERA, 62 hits. He also has 24 walks and 49 strikeouts. Due up for the Tigers offense, Jordy Mercer batting .285, 7 home runs, 19 RBIs. In game 1 of 3. Here's the pitch by Newcomb. Strike 1. That first pitch was around 7:20 in the stadium during that night. You guys can see in the chat. So yeah, Prince Mark stopped by for a little bit. Leon came by and Alice. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So the most average is a .285. But it's all good.
If this team's going to compete. A windup and the 0-2 pitch.
Ball 1.
That fastball straightens him up a bit.
But yeah, so far Men in Black still has a good slight lead as we speak. Phantom of the Opera and Titanic won't be, doesn't sound right, but as for Night to Sign, I'm still booking one of 2 or 4 colors perhaps. Fireball to right, and that will be a foul ball, strike 2. Washington Nationals visiting the Reds 4-0. Ball 2. In game 1 of 3. So how are you guys doing this morning? I hope you guys are well. Swing and a miss. He gets it the first. He gets it the first in time, 1 away. First strikeout by Son Newcomb in game 1 of 3. And then we look at the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Miguel Cabrera batting .314. Last month for Miguel Cabrera with the Tigers offense, he's been 37 for 105 with an average of .352, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. Here comes the third baseman, guys, Zamir Candelario, batting .295, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs for his credit in game 1 of 3. Here's the first pitch. Ball 1.
Several inches below the zone, in fact. So let's take a peek at the umpiring crew.
Kansas City Royals visiting the Rangers 1-0.
You know what, Dan? I'm always baffled when Eric
If you guys have any questions, type it right in the chat if you guys have anything.
You know, that's one of the things I think
As you guys can see, ball 2.
It's like, hey, if you're going to give me
Chicago White Sox hosting the Indians 2-0.
the dish around on me all game.
Here comes the 2-0. Strike 1.
Fastball, but it's over for a strike. 2-1.
I love that pitch right there. An aggressive fastball that catches the corner. The hitter knew it was coming and still couldn't do anything.
Here comes the 2-1 by Newcomb. Ball 3. On deck, the one and only guys in the chat, Miguel Cabrera, batting .314. So I will be with my top moderator this Sunday. So I'm off at 6, and then swing and a miss, strike 2. And then I'm off at 3:15 Monday, so... Oh, and I have a couple of good plans. Foul ball to right, strike 2. But as for the other thing, I'm not going to speculate it right now. Fly ball to right center field, and he makes the catch. 2 outs for the Tigers. Here comes Miguel Cabrera, batting .314, 7 home runs, 25 RBIs. In game 1 of 3. Here's the pitch by Newcomb. Strike 1.
You know, hats off to the pitcher right there. You got a great hitter at the plate. It's early in the count, and he wanted to get ahead. Nice challenge pitch right there.
And if you guys can hear me, type 1 in the chat if you can.
Wind up and the 0-1. Wow, this is
Fly ball to left center field, and picks up a block, and that will be a single for the Tigers. Game 1 of 3.
Does a really good job of getting that one in quickly, but I think they had a play there at second base.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, Dan. I gotta believe you're busting it out of the box, thinking 2 until somebody.
Saying it one more time.
I know it would have been a close play, but I think you got to err on the aggressive side right there.
Tigers staring at base on first with 2 outs. Here's the pitch by Newcomb. Ball 1.
a ball and no strikes. The average sitting at 297.
Nick Castellanos batting .297, 12 home runs, 31 RBIs. Ball 2.
Boy, he just looks locked in at the plate right now to me. His numbers in recent games have been very good, and those were 2 stone-cold takes right there that put himself in a great hitter.
Here comes the 2-0 count by Newcomb. And the pitch, strike 1. Nick Castellanos has an average of .297.
The book on him is that he hits the way pitch pretty well, and he just saw 3 in a row out there.
So does he go back out there again?
No, man.
Fly ball to right center field, and he makes a catch. And the side is retired in game 1 of 3. Twins leave 1. As we go to the bottom of the first, 0-0. In game 1 of 3 from the weekends and on the weekends. Coming to the Tigers defense, guys, Matthew Boyd makes his 11th start of the season for the Tigers offense. Defense. With a 3-3 record, 3.17 ERA with 70 hits, 9 walks and 67 strikeouts to his credit. And due up for the Braves offense, enter Insigurate, batting .294, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs. Here's the first pitch by Boyd. Strike 1.
So guys, these Tigers, as they begin play here tonight, they were losers last time.
Tweet out the live stream, guys. The more people we bring in, the more we all grow together. And a lot of us can make a single difference. As much as we can gather. Comes the 0-1 by Boyd. 3-3 record. Foul ball to left. Strike 2. And for the out, Boyd. And fly ball to left center field, and he makes the catch. Out number 1 for the Braves. Milwaukee Brewers visiting the Pirates 1-0.
Hero, give us what you have on this lineup position.
Comes the starting lineup for the Atlanta Braves. Josh Donaldson batting .240. Tyler Flowers batting .235. This year, the Braves offense have 477 hits, as they are 11th in the National League. Here comes Nick Markakis. In the month of April, he's batting .302, 1 home run, 15 RBIs to his credit. In the month of May, monthly, batting .327, 4 home runs, 14 RBIs to his credit. Boy gives the sign, sets the target, and the pitch. Ground ball to left center field. The line sought, and that will be a single for the Braves in game 1 of 3. Taking out one more time.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the pitcher right there. He executed his pitch, but nice job by the offensive player.
Braves doing at base runner first with 1 out.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Foul ball to right, strike 1. Freddie Freeman batting .314, 13 home runs, 36 RBIs, and 3 stolen bases.
The 0-1 delivery.
Strike 2.
Quickly in the hole, 0-2.
Looking for the out. Foul ball behind the batter's box, strike 2.
The next 0-2 is a swing.
Check swing, and he struck him out. And that's out number 2 for the Braves. In game 1 of 3. Taking out one more time.
It can be really tough for these big, strong guys because once they're committed to swinging, it's hard for them to slow their swings down, and that appears to be the case there.
Coming to the Braves offense, Josh Donaldson batting .240. Slugging percentage 4.468, OPS 835.
He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Ball 1.
And this is taken outside for ball 1. Markakis leads off first with a pair of outs in the inning.
Ball 2.
Misses badly. It's ball 2.
Josh Donaldson's average is a .240. Ball 3. On deck, Acuna Jr. batting .218.
See a lot of off-balance swings against it, and it'll be easy to see why once you see it come out of his hand. He's got a huge break on it. And this pitch
Ball 4. That will be the first walk for the Tigers defense.
With 2 away.
He did not want to let the hitter off the hook with 2 outs, and now he's got a runner in scoring position to deal with.
Now batting, Ronald Acuna Jr. batting .218, 7 home runs, 14 RBIs to his credit. Braves doing at base runner first and second with 2 outs. Here's a pitch by Boyd. Foul ball to right and the stance, strike 1.
2 men are on with 2 men out.
And foul ball to right, strike 2. The out, Boyd. Ball 1. Acuna Jr. batting .218. Foul ball to right, strike 2. Boyd gives the sign. Here comes the 1 and 2. Foul ball to right again, strike 2. Ball 2. Acuna Jr. guys has an average of .218.
After fouling off so many previous to it, I gotta believe that pitchers certainly get frustrated in these types of at-bats.
Still 2 and 2.
Foul ball behind the stands again, strike 2.
He's set. The 2-2.
And they pop up to third base and line drive, and he makes the catch, and the side is retired. In game 1 of 3. Braves leave 1. As we go to top of the second, 0-0. In game 1 of 3. Due up for the Detroit Tigers. Nico Goodwin, batting 306, 10 home runs, 24 RBIs.
First offering on its way.
Ball one.
That misses in the dirt for ball one.
Strike one.
Played as a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1.
San Francisco comes a 1-1 by Newcomb. Fly ball to right, and that will be a single for the Tigers. In game 1 of 3.
That's how a rally gets started right there. I know it's a soft liner.
We'll look at the. I'll take it out one more time. Washington Nationals visiting the Reds, 7-0. Here's the first pitch by Newcomb. Strike one. Kristen Stewart batting 222, 7 home runs, 23 RBIs. St. Louis Cardinals hosting the Cubs, 1-0.
Here's the 0-1.
Foul ball to the left, strike two. Newcomb gives sign, sets the target, and he struck him out. And that's out number 1 for the Tigers. Second strikeout by Son Newcomb. As we look at the defensive lineup for the Atlanta Braves. Okay, guys, Tyra Flowers, Nick Markakis, Freddie Freeman, Johan Camargo. Ronald is also in the lineup. Here comes center fielder, Maki Matuk, batting 181, 6 home runs, 16 RBIs to his credit. Newcomb gives the sign, and the pitch, strike one. If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. The more people we bring in, the more we all grow and win together and make a difference. And they pop up to the home box. And that's out number 2 for the Tigers. And if you guys want to catch more MLB 19 from the weekends and on the weekends, like you guys are, of the I Am a Creator community, use hashtag pay it forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button and turn on notification bell if you guys haven't done the opportunity or the deed. If anyone in the chat has an account on Facebook and Twitter, all together, tweet it out, share a comment, add it to a playlist. Let's go, let's grow, pay it forward and be rewarded. Never ask anything back in return. Guys have any questions about the Idol or for 2020 for a night to sign, let me know. Ball one. So I got 2-11 today, 9-6, and 10-3-15. Then I'm off the next 3 for the fairgrounds coming up. Ground ball to right center field. He gives it to first, and the side is retired. Game 1 of 3. Tigers lead 1. As we go to bottom of the second, 0-0. In game 1 of 3. Due up for the Braves. Ozzie Albies, batting 176, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs. Matthew Bourne still on the mound. Here's the pitch. Strike one.
Pretty good pitch to hit there that he let go. I know it's early and they're probably wanting to run his pitch count up, but he may not get another pitch like that to swing at the rest of the game.
Strike two.
Strike at the knees. No balls and 2 strikes.
I guess he's really trying to measure that fastball in his first at bat, but you really never want
Warren
to
looking for the out.
an 0-2 count if you could do anything about it.
Ground ball to left center field, excuse me. And that will be a single for the Braves.
Hey, after that hit right there, Dero, that extends his hitting streak to 6 games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6 days in a row with knocks will help you.
Here comes Johan Camargo, batting 270, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs. To his credit. Braves doing out base runner first with no outs.
pitch.
Comes Boyd.
Hit in the air.
Fly ball to right center field, and he makes the catch, and that's out number 1 for the Braves in game 1 of 3.
The runner will have to head back to first.
All right, guys. Defensive alignment for the Detroit Tigers.
As we look at the defensive lineup for the Detroit Tigers, Nico Goodwin, Miguel Cabrera, Zamir Candelario, Grayson Grenier, Chris Stewart, Jordy Mercer, and also the 3-3 record on the mound, Matthew Boyd. Here comes Tyler Flowers. At the home stadium, he's batting 190, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. But overall, with the Braves offense, batting 235 as we speak. Here's the pitch by Boyd. Strike 1. In game 1 of 3. Strike 2. Tyler Flowers batting 235.
Bottom of the second here with no score.
Looking for the out. Boyd. Swing and a miss. And that's out number 2 for the Braves. Second strikeout by Matthew Boyd. Check it out one more time in the chat. If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat.
He's really an exciting pitcher to watch when he's sending guys packing like this.
Boyd gives the sign. Strike 1. The pitcher is Sean Newcomb, batting 176 with 2 RBIs.
Albies, the runner at first with 2 gone.
Fly ball to left, line shot, and he makes the catch. 3 outs, and the side is retired in game 1 of 3. Braves leave 1. As we go to top of the 3rd, nothing. Due up for the Tigers. Matthew Boyd averages a 500 with 2 RBIs as he gets prepared for the Tigers offense.
First offering on its way.
Here's the pitch by Newcomb, strike 1.
Strike called at the knees, 0-1.
Fly ball to right center field, and he picks up a block, and he makes the catch. And that's out number 1 for the Tigers.
And with that, we give you a look at what's happening in the NL East race.
In game 1 of 3. As you guys can see in the chat. Here comes the shortstop, Jordy Mercer. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first.
Here comes the first pitch.
Strike 1.
Fastball right down Broadway, taken for a strike.
Just pay it forward, guys, and be rewarded. Never ask anything back in return. 0-1 count. Ball 1.
Ball that crowds him a bit, and it's 1-1.
Jordy Mercer is 0 for 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Case in point right there.
Take it out one more time.
The north and south, a lot of pitchers working that elevated fastball and then breaking stuff off in the dirt. We used to see east-west, not the case anymore.
Ball 2. Boston Red Sox. In comes the 2-2 by Newcomb. Fly ball to right center field, and he makes the catch. And that's 2 outs for the Tigers. Kansas City Royals visiting the Rangers, 3-0. Take it out one more time.
Any elevation under, but it was basically right at the outfielder.
Chicago White Sox hosting the Indians, 3-0. Here's the pitch by Newcomb. Ball 1. Zamir Candelario, he's 0 for 1 with a flyout his first time in game 1 of 3. Strike 1.
That gets the zone for a strike. Candelario is usually more of a threat when facing left-handers like this. The right-handers tend to give him a bit more trouble, so we'll see if that trend continues.
Ball 2.
2-1 now.
He still might be looking for that release point on that curveball early in this.
Sabino Candelario is 0 for 1.
His hand behind his ear instead of out front. We'll see if he finds that pitch because it'll be important for him.
Swing and a miss, strike 2.
The MO of this pitcher in the early going is certainly established.
In game 1 of 3. Taking out one more time.
Sometimes you just got to tip your hat if a guy can effectively, consistently pitch inside like he is.
Ground ball to right center field. He gives it to first baseman, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers. As we go to bottom of the 3rd, in game 1 of 3, nothing. But other than that, Men in Black still has a great lead so far this week, and with that being said, I think it's going to be not. I don't think the other two will play a big factor by the looks of it. With Phantom of the Opera and Titanic, because 11 and I have Men in Black under control for the Idol next year. That's what I'm going for a repeat for a night to sign on February 7th. Due up for the Braves, Ender and Sigelgate. He's 0 for 1 if they pop out in the 1st. Matthew Boyd's still on the mound, 3-3 record. Swing and a miss, strike 1 in game 1 of 3. Foul ball to left in the stance, strike 2. And for the out, Matthew Boyd. And he struck him out. And that's the first out for the Braves. 3rd strikeout by Matthew Boyd. He's looking nice for the Tigers offense. Defense, excuse me. In game 1 of 3. Boyd gives a sign, he nods his head, and the pitch. Foul ball to left, strike 1. Nick Markakis is 1 for 1 with a single in the 1st.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
Strike 2.
Bottom of inning number 3, nothing.
Looking for the out, Boyd. Ball 1.
As he might be trying to set him up here.
If you guys can hear me, type 1 in the chat if you guys are here.
Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes.
Ball 2.
Well, I'll tell you, he's not hitting over 300 by luck. He really knows the strike zone and his own strengths. That last
comes to 2-2 by Boyd. Ball 3.
Full count, 3-2.
On deck, Freddie Freeman batting .313.
He couldn't get him to bite on it again, so the count's gone from 0-2 to 3-2.
Comes to 3-2 by Boyd.
3-2 pitch.
Ground ball to right center field. And that will be a single for the Braves in game 1 of 3. Team leaders in hits, Nick Markakis at 69, Freddie Freeman at 65, Zolan Camargo at 51, and Josh Donaldson at 37 with Ozzie Albies in the chat. Here comes the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 1st. He's staring at base on the 1st with 1 out.
From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Ball 1.
Fastball to start things out. Didn't miss by a lot, but it's 1-0.
Strike 1. If you guys can hear me, type 1 in the chat. Tweet it out, share, comment, add it to a playlist. The more we bring in, the more we all grow together and make a difference. As much as we can gather. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Foul ball behind, strike 2.
Markakis, base runner at first with 1 out.
Foul ball at the home box, strike 2. Fly ball to right center field, and he makes the catch. And that's out number 2 for the Braves. Good catch by the Tigers defense. Here comes Josh Donaldson. He threw a walk his first time. Here's the pitch by Boyd. Ball 1.
The outside that time, laid off for a ball.
Ball 2.
2-0 now as this misses below the knees.
They obviously circled him before the game that they were not going to let him beat them.
Looking for a strike.
Time up, and now they're nibbling again.
Strike 1.
Strike taken up in the zone.
He might want that pitch back, up and away. That's a pitch you can really drive if you have the right approach towards that opposite field gap.
Foul ball to right. Strike 2.
2 out with the man at first. Slow
Ground ball to first.
reined in.
His tag's the first baseman,
Himself in the inning.
and the side is retired.
1 left for Atlanta. We'll head to the 4th.
Braves leave
Still
1.
scoreless.
As we go to top of the 4th, 0-0 in game 1 of 3. It's still early in game 1 of 3. Due up for the Tigers. Miguel Cabrera. He's 1 for 1 with a single in the first.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now.
If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat.
Base runners on to get him in, but that hasn't been the case.
Strike 1.
In there for a called strike. Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
Broken bat, right to center field, and he makes the catch. 1 away. Here comes Nick Castellanos. He's 0 for 1 with a line out in the first. Toronto Blue Jays visiting the Rockies, 1-0.
First delivery to him on the way.
Strike 1.
0-1. Castellanos, a native Floridian who was selected in the first round back in the 2010 first-year player draft.
Yeah, Matty,
Here comes the 0-1 by Newcomb. Strike 2. Sung Newcomb has given up 13 balls and 33 strikes.
Hey, you find yourself down 0-2, you got to grind a little bit right here. I don't understand the game plan. Let's see if we can get this one.
Ball 1.
To even count.
Chicago Cubs visiting the Cardinals, 2-1.
Inside that time, laid off for ball 1.
Second swing, he struck him out.
Yes, he did.
He gives it the first 2 outs for the Tigers in game 1 of 3.
2 down now.
Here comes the second baseman, guys. Nico Goodwin.
And it seems like this
He's 1 for 1 with a single in the second.
right now feels like we're seeing a lot of 3 up, 3 down innings.
No doubt about that, Matt. Hey, I've enjoyed watching him go about his business, but I'm also
Boston Red Sox visiting the Yankees, 2-0.
to get a couple of cracks in his armor.
Here's the pitch by Newcomb.
Yeah, that remains to be seen.
Strike 1.
And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1.
Fly ball to right, line shot, and he makes the catch. And the side is retired. Kansas City Royals visiting the Rangers, 8-0.
Bottom of the 4th now, still with no
As we go to
score.
bottom of the 4th, 0-0 in game 1 of 3. Due up for the Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr. He is 0 for 1 with a pop out in the first. Here's the pitch by Boyd. Check swing, strike 1.
Went around on a pitch that would have been a strike anyway. It's 0-1.
Strike 2.
As the fastball is let go.
Boyd looking for the out. Ball 1.
Comes outside, quite a bit off the plate that time.
0-2 pitch, not even close to the zone. And
If you guys can hear me, type it in the chat.
That he's going to start using some of his secondary pitches.
Ball 2.
Balls and 2 strikes now.
Kind of pitching him backwards in this AB. Soft stuff early, then those last 2 were fastballs, trying to get it right by him.
Swing and a liner.
Swing to line shot, and that'll be a foul ball.
He takes the turn and heads for second.
And that will be a double for the Braves.
Everyone knows that this guy's numbers are not where he wants
12th
them to
double
be.
for Ronald Acuna Jr. Take it out one more time.
Confident driving that pitch for a double. We'll see if that gets him going a bit.
And that'll bring in the former top prospect.
Ozzie Albies with a small opportunity. He's 1 for 1 for a single in the second.
Yeah, great
In game 1 of 3.
here, but at the very least, he needs to find a way to advance that runner to third. Small things like that in a tight game could make a big
Braves throwing out base runner at second with no outs. Here comes Boyd.
First pitch on its way.
Foul ball to right, strike one.
Acuna stands at second with no outs. Swing.
Ground ball to right center field. And that will be a RBI triple. As the Braves strike first in game 1 of 3, it's 1-0 Braves. Bottom of the 4th with no outs. Second triple by Ozzie Albies. Take it out one more time. Braves throwing out base runner at third with no outs. We're going to extend the lead in game 1. It's a pitch by Boyd. Ground ball to first. He gets it to first baseman. Out number 1 for the Braves. As the Braves extend the lead, it's 2-0 Braves. Bottom of the 4th with 1 out.
He's been great on the mound up until this inning, and yeah, he's 2-0 now, but
Excuse me.
seal the leak and hold these guys right here the rest of the way.
If you guys can hear me, type it in the chat. Comes Tyra Flowers. He's 0 for 1 for a strikeout in the second.
And next to bat will be the catcher, Tyler Flowers.
It's the pitch by Boyd. 3-3 record. Ball 1.
Fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1. Two runs, 5 hits.
Type 1 in the chat if you guys are here. Fly ball to right center, right line, and he makes the catch, and that's out number 2 for the Braves in game 1 of 3. Type 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Take it out one more time.
Small difference where the ball hit the bat could have made all the difference.
There you go. Boyd gives the sign, he nods his head, and the pitch. Strike 1. Son Newcomb, he's 0 for 1 with a fly out in the second.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1. Swing and a liner.
And he makes the catch to left center field, and the side is retired. Good eye by the Tigers defense. Braves lead 3. As we go to the top of the 5th, 2-0 Braves. In game 1 of 3.
Standing by as we get set to the top of the 5th.
Thanks, Matt. I talked with Tigers manager Ron Garden hired during.
If you guys have any questions about the idol or for the other 4 games I am still buying later this year, type it in the chat.
Reason for their struggles today, as far too often they've been swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. That's leading to a lot of soft contact and easy outs. So the focus going forward is on shrinking the zone.
Here comes Chris and Stewart. He's 0 for 1 for a strikeout in the second. Looking to put a little bit of distance for the Tigers offense in game 1 of 3. Here's the pitch by Newcomb. Ball 1.
Quite catch the zone there, ball 1.
Man, this guy has retired a whole slew right now. I think what he needs to do is just stay focused and keep attacking the game plan like he has up to this point, because everything he's done has worked.
Here comes the 1-0 by Newcomb. Strike 1. Toronto Blue Jays visiting the Rockies 3-0. Sack swing, strike 2. Swing and a miss, and that's the first out for the Tigers. 4th strikeout by Son Newcomb. Washington Nationals visiting the Reds 8-0.
Kind of looks bad if you strike out like he did, though. I'm sure his manager would have liked for him to focus on getting on base.
Here comes Maki Matuk. He's 0 for 1 with a pop out in the second.
Out in foul territory his first time through.
Yeah, he's got to make an adjustment. You can tell this guy's been struggling with the bat in his hands.
Strike 1.
He's got a lot of frustration.
We got 3 people in the hot seat, 1 like. Can we get up to what we did yesterday? Type it in the chat if you guys can hear me.
Wind up and the 0-1.
Fly ball to right center field. He picks up a block and it's gone. Solo shot to right center field in game 1 of 3. That is home run number 7 for Maki Matuk, 363 feet. As the Tigers cut the Braves lead in game 1 of 3. It's 2-1 Braves, top of the 5th with 1 out in game 1 of 3. Great shot by the Tigers offense.
Wow, he really
Take it out one more time. Solo shot to right center field.
And it sailed right out of here.
Here's the pitch by Newcomb. Ball 1. The catcher, Grayson Grenier, he's 0 for 1 with a ground out in the second in game 1 of 3. Strike 1.
Changeup that's right there, 1-1. 1 out, nobody on.
Foul ball to right, strike 2.
If I'm on the mound right now, I know I'm in the hitter's head. He was definitely sitting soft. I might speed him up and elevate it right here.
Swing and a miss. And that's out number 2 for the Tigers. 5th strikeout by Son Newcomb.
That was a nasty looking slider that time.
Yeah, that was really well.
Taking out one more time.
Classic strikeout pitch. You think it's fastball middle
Pitch
in,
speed
but
was
it's
80 miles per hour.
back leg, and unless you hit it out front, there's nothing much you can do with that.
Here's the pitch by Newcomb.
Now, Matthew Boyd.
Strike 1.
He will take a look at strike 1 on a fastball right.
Matthew Boyd is 0 for 1 with a fly out in the third.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1.
Foul ball to left in the stands, strike 2.
It'll get back into the crowd as he jumps ahead of him now. 0-2.
Ball 1.
Bad pitch there with 2 strikes, but it misses. 1-2.
Well, this is where you have to be really aggressive. 1 and 2 count on an American League pitcher that rarely bats. Go right after him.
Here comes the 1 and 2 by Newcomb. Ball 2.
Balls and 2 strikes now.
Pay it forward, guys, and be rewarded. Never ask anything back in return.
He's making the pitcher throw a few more pitches.
Fly ball to right center field,
There's a base
and
hit.
that is a single for the Tigers in game 1 of 3.
Hey, it's one thing to give up the hit.
Take it out one more time.
You can live with that, but an American League pitcher, a guy who probably takes BP 10 days out of the year, this is surprising. He's going to have to...
Tigers staring at base runner first with 2 outs.
Into the box, Jordy Mercer.
Strike 1.
He will take strike 1 on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
Jordy Mercer's 0 for
This is
2.
where you got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton.
The more
to
people
guy
we bring in, the more we all grow and win together. 0-1 count.
And the 0-1.
Foul ball to right, strike 2.
And foul. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch
Ball
on
1.
its way. And it's 1-2.
Pretty standard fastball right there, 0-2. Now he's changed the eye level of the batter so he can start working something in like an off-speed curveball down in the zone.
Now a
Foul ball to left in the stands, strike 2.
Boyd is off at first with 2 away.
And he struck him out.
Strike 3, and that's the
3 outs and the side is retired. Here's the replay to right center field. As the guys can see in the chat, 2 people in the hot seat with 1 like. Can we get up to 4?
And the Tigers won.
If we go to bottom of the 5th, Braves up 2-1. Do up for the Braves in game 1 of 3. Anders in Surrogate, he has struck out and he has popped out. Matthew Boyd still on the Tigers defense in game 1. And the Pits. Strike 1.
But that gets the zone for a strike.
Second swing, ball 1. Baltimore Orioles hosting the Giants 5-4.
There's a big difference between 0-2 and 1-1, but now this next pitch probably becomes the biggest of the at-bat.
Fly ball to right center field, and that will be a single for the Braves in game 1 of 3. Milwaukee Brewers visiting the Pirates 4-3. Here comes Nick Markakis. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles.
Keeping that front shoulder tough, staying inside the ball, not trying to do too much.
Braves doing at base on first with no outs. This is the pitch by Boyd. Foul ball to left, strike 1. Foul ball to left, strike 2. And for the out, Boyd. Foul ball to right and stands again, strike 2. And he struck him out. And that's out number 1 for the Braves. 4th strikeout by Matthew Boyd. 3-3 record. In game 1 of 3. Check it out one more time. Pitch speed was 91 miles per hour.
Into the box now, Freddie Freeman.
Strike 1. Freddie Freeman has struck out and he has flown out. Ground ball, and he makes the catch, and that's out number 2 for the Braves. Nice catch by the Tigers defense. Oh my goodness. Here comes Josh Donaldson. He's 0 for 1 with a walk in the first inning. Here comes Boyd. And the Pits. Strike 1.
Donaldson, a native Floridian. This is the final year of his current deal, so he'll be a free agent at season's end.
You know, Matty, I know he's in
And the base runner from first steals second. Stolen base number 10 for Ender and Sewagate. Entering play for stolen base leaders. So Gohan, Camargo at 5. But Freeman's at 3. And Nick Markakis at 2. So you guys can see.
Looking to keep this a one-run game, the pitch.
Second swing, ball 2. Foul ball to left, strike 2. Foul ball to left in the stands, strike 2. Ball 3. Tigers already given up 1 walk in game 1 of 3. On deck, Ronald Asuna Jr. batting .222. Foul ball to left again, strike 2.
This is a foul ball.
Foul ball to right and stands again, strike 2.
Hey, he's got 4 foul balls in this AB right here. He's really
Ball 4, make it 2 walks for the Tigers.
And that misses ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 outs. So that's the second walk he's worked in this one.
Yeah, and that seems to be a popular approach when this guy steps in. He can really hurt you with 1 swing, so...
Tigers staring, Braves staring at base runner first and second with 2 outs. We're going to extend the lead in game 1. Here comes Boyd. Ground ball to left, line, and that will be a RBI single. It's the Braves extend the lead. It's 3-1 Braves, bottom of the 5th with 2 outs. Check it out one more time in the 10.
base hit. Yeah, you want to know if this guy was ready to go. He had a game plan. Hashtag ambush.
Braves staring at base runner first and second with 2 outs. We're going to extend the lead.
Stepping in now.
It's a pitch by Boyd. Ball 1.
First pitch here's a bit high. It's ball 1.
Ozzy Albies is 2 for 2 with a triple and a single. Strike one. Foul ball to right in the stands, strike two. That's the boys giving up 6 balls, 16 strikes. Ball two.
Don't be surprised if he gets another back foot slider right here.
Tigers already given up 2 walks in game 1 of 3.
That this pitcher won't come back exactly the same way.
Fly ball to right center field. And that will be a 2-run double as the Braves extend the lead in game 1 of 3. Double number 6 by Ozzy Albies. As it's now 5-1 Braves, bottom in the 5th with 2 outs. Braves doing at base runner at second with 2 outs. It's a pitch by Boyd. Foul ball to right in the batter's box, strike one. Yoan Camargo has flown out and he has grounded out. Ball one.
He certainly has an open base down there.
We got 1 in the hot seat, 1 like. Can we get up to 4 likes in the chat? If the moderators can put it in the chat as a comment.
3 runs already home here.
Fly ball to left line and he makes the catch. And the side is retired. In game 1 of 3. Braves leave a couple as we go to top of the 6th. Braves up 5-1 in game 1 of 3. Due up for the Tigers. Zamir Candelario, we're going to put some good work for the Tigers offense. He has flown out and he has grounded out. Looking to recover for his 0 for 2.
You know you're doing something right, Matt. You're spot on. Whatever they discussed coming into this game has worked out beautifully.
Here comes the first pitch.
Yes, the pitch by Newcomb. Strike one.
And it's 0-1. And so now the Braves will get both a left-hander and a right-hander.
At the Braves bullpen, O'Rody's, Vesciano, and Jesse Biddle. Baltimore Orioles hosting the Giants 5-4.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1.
Foul ball to right. Strike two. Toronto Blue Jays visiting the Rockies 4-0.
The windup and the 0-2 pitch.
Check swing and he struck him out. And that's out number 1 for the Tigers.
I think that's one of the toughest calls for an umpire.
Taking out one more time.
Swing appeal, hitters rarely feel like they went, and I don't think he likes getting rung up there by the first base umpire. But looking at it, it's hard.
Here comes Miguel Cabrera. He's 1 for 2 with a single in the first. Once to the Nationals visiting the Reds 8-7.
2 tries so far. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Ball 1. Chicago Cubs visiting the Cardinals 2-2.
Well, he punched out the last guy, but he didn't get any favors from the blue on the first pitch.
The more people we bring in, guys, of the I'm a Creator community, the more we all win and grow together and make a difference. Ball 2.
For the second ball.
Comes 2-0 by Newcomb. Strike one.
To the Tigers' first baseman.
You know, he fell behind 2-0, Matty, but he battled right there and got right back in.
Here's the replay.
An aggressive fastball, middle of the zone.
We're in the 6th inning now of a 5-1 ball game.
Newcomb gets a sign. Here comes the 2-1. Fly ball to right center field, and he makes a diving catch. And that's out number 2 for the Tigers in game 1 of 3. Oh man. Check it out one more time, guys, in the chat. Chicago White Sox hosting the Indians 4-0 from the weekends and on the weekends.
Appreciates an effort like that.
Oh wow. Here's the pitch by Newcomb.
Nicholas Castellanos.
Strike one.
Strike at the knees. It's 0-1.
Nick Castellanos has struck out and he has lined out. Looking to rebound for his 0 for 2. Comes the 0-1 by Newcomb. And he makes the catch. And the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers. As we go to bottom of the 6th, Braves up 5-1 in game 1 of 3. Due up for the Braves, Tyler Flowers. He has struck out and he has lined out. As the Tigers defense bring in the new pitcher, they will be bringing in Blaine Hardy, making his 14th game this season for the Tigers defense. 3-2 record with 1 save, with an ERA of 2.35, with 30 strikeouts to his resume. Hardy gives a sign, and the first pitch, strike 1.
Fastball that gets the lower part of the zone, called for a strike.
Great spot with that pitch down and away. He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep hitting that spot.
Now here it comes. Late decision to swing that time, and as a result, it's 0-2.
Hold on a second here. I'll take out the message just a second. Look for the out. Hardy. And he struck him out. And that's out number 1 for the Braves. Pittsburgh Pirates hosting the Brewers 5-5.
Hey, listen, calling balls and strikes is a really tough job, and even the best are going to miss some from time to time, especially when they're sort of borderline like that last one. Not sure the hitter would want to hear that, though.
Hardy gives sign and nods his head, and the pitch, strike 1.
On the inside corner.
If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. The more people we bring in, the more we all grow and win together. Fly ball to right center field. And he makes the catch in time. That's out number 2 for the Braves. Here comes Ender and Cigarette. He's 1 for 3 with a single. Boy, he gives a sign, nods his head, and the pitch. Ground ball to right center field. He gets it to first baseman, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Braves. As we go to top of the 7th, Braves holding on to a 5-1 lead in game 1 of 3. Alright guys, let's see. Because I may have said part 1 or 2. Just looking at a couple of things on YouTube real quick. Due up for the Tigers. Nico Goodrum, he's 1 for 2 with a single in the 2nd. He's looking for a good at-bat for the Tigers offense. Houston Astros visiting the Athletics 2-0. Here's the pitch by Incombe. Strike 1.
No balls and a strike to count.
And if you guys can hear me, type 1 in the chat if you guys can. Comes the 0-1. Foul ball to right, strike 2.
This is bounced foul.
Fly ball to right center field, and that will be a single for the Tigers. That was a needed single for the Tigers offense in game 1 of 3. Check it out one more time. Here comes the manager for the Braves defense coming to the mound. And I think that will be it for Newcomb, the start of Newcomb. As you guys can see in the chat, have a good elevation from the fans in game 1 of 3. Coming to the mound for the Braves defense. Our roadies, Vecino, making his 38th game this season. 2-2 record, 3.22 ERA, and 38. Tigers staring at base runner first, but no outs.
Into the box. Kristen Stewart. And that
Ball
misses
one.
No hits to this point.
Kristen Stewart is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Working the build, his 0 for 2. Here comes the 1-0 count by Vizcaino. Or whatever, or how the fuck you pronounce his last name.
Seventh inning here in a 5-1 ball game.
Ball 2.
Outside, nearly to the backstop. 2-1.
Here comes the 2-1 by Vizcaino. He checks on the base running from first as we surpass the 1 hour limit. Vizcaino casts a sign. Ground ball to third. And that's out number 1 for the Tigers. Here comes Maki Matuk. He is 1 for 2 with a solo shot in the 5th.
Yeah, Matt, that last AB was a changeup that was way up in the zone, and that ball got smoked. Listen, if you're going to throw that changeup, you have to try to keep that thing at the knee.
Strike 1. Ball was inside the zone. Maki Matuk is 1 for 2. Here comes the 0-1 by the pitcher. Ground ball to left. And a double play. And the side has been tired. In game 1 of 3. Tigers lead 1 or 2. As we go to bottom of the 7th, Braves up 5-1 in game 1 of 3. Due up for the Braves. Nick Markakis. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles to his resume.
You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat.
Wayne Hardy's still on the mound. He nods his head, and the pitch. Fly ball to right center field, and he makes the catch. 1 away for the Braves. Good eye by the Tigers defense. Oh my goodness. Take it out one more time. In the chat. Can we get up to 4 likes in the chat? That would be good. We did real well yesterday. Hardy is still on the mound and the pitch. Strike 1. Freddie Freeman is 0 for 3 with a line out in the 5th. Fly ball to left and foul ball to left, strike 2. Looking for the out. Ground ball to right center field, and that will be a single for the Braves in game 1 of 3.
You think there's any justice in the game? Watch those 2 at bats. Both of them hit on the absolute screws. One's right at one guy.
Take it out one more time. Here comes Josh Donaldson. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks.
He's got a 3 for 5 line.
Metropolitans visiting the Diamondbacks 2-0. Braves doing at base runner first with 1 out. Here comes Hardy.
Here's the first offering.
Ball 1.
Well, late in the game like this, calls that don't go your way can really throw you off when you're on the mound, but you just can't let it happen. His composure is getting a little test right here.
Freeman stands at first with 1 out.
Foul ball to right, strike 1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Kansas City Royals visiting the Rangers 8-2. Fly ball to right center field. And he makes the catch, and that's out number 2 for the Braves in game 1 of 3. Chicago White Sox hosting the Indians 5-0. Here comes Ronald Acuna Jr. He's 2 for 3 with a double and a single.
to the at-bat on its way.
Strike one.
Here's a cold strike about thigh high, 0-1.
Ground ball to right center field. He gives it to first baseman, and the side is retired. Braves leave one. As we go to the top of the eighth, Braves holding on to a 5-1 lead. Due up for the Tigers. Grayson Grenier looking to put a lot of work for the Tigers offense. He has struck out and he has grounded out. In game 1 of 3. Vicino gives a sign. Strike one.
Bit of a hanger, but it's laid off and called a strike.
Comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. He held that bat just a bit too long. Grayson Grenier's 0 for 2.
The fact he can't tie this with one swing of the bat, but maybe he's trying to ignite the boys by driving something out of the ballpark.
1-2 to the
Ball one.
catcher.
And the attendance in the stadium of game 1 of 3 in the chat, 37,629. Here comes the 1-2 by Vicino. And a pop-up to the home box. And that's the first out for the Tigers. As the Tigers offense will bring a pinch hitter. As they're bringing in the pinch hitter, Ford Hannah. Game 1 of 3, batting .277. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 6 stolen bases. Here's the pitch by Vicino. Ball one.
Trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball. He'll check in here at 277. 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. And
Strike one.
Definite pitcher's pitch there on the inside, 1-1.
Fire ball to left line, and he makes the catch, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers. Here comes Jordy Mercer. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout in the 5th. Kansas City Royals visiting the Rangers 10-2.
So it's time for someone to make something happen if they're going to get back into this thing.
Vicino gives the sign in the pits. Strike one.
For strike one, 0-1. 5-1 our score as we play the 8th.
Vicino gives the sign. Sets the target. Ball one.
High and tight for a ball, 1-1.
Jordy Mercer's 0 for 3. Comes a 1-1.
Here comes the 1-1.
Strike two. Almost outside the zone. Vicino gives a sign. He nods his head. And the pits. Check swing, and he struck him out.
He's fanned in the game.
And the side is retired. Time is running out for the Tigers.
They're down 5-1.
In game 1 of 3. As we go to bottom of the 8th, the Braves holding on to a 5-1 lead. In game 1 of 3. As they will be bringing in a different pitcher. The Tigers defense will be bringing in Daniel Stump. Making his 11th game this season for the Tigers defense. 0-2 record. 2.60 ERA. And due up for the Braves, Ozzie Albies. He's 3 for 3 with a triple, double, and a single. It's the pitch by his Stump. Ground ball to right center field. Scoops it up, gives it to first, 1 away. Here comes Johan Camargo. He's 0 for 3 with a flyout in the 5th. And the Pits. Foul ball to right, strike one.
The windup and the 0-1.
Ball one. Toronto Blue Jays visiting the Rockies, 6-0.
A native Texan. He was a pick back in the 2016 first-year player draft.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player. I wouldn't put him on the superstar level, but you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either.
Foul ball to right, strike two. Milwaukee Brewers visiting the Pirates, 9-5. Foul ball to right, strike two. Ball two. Chicago Cubs visiting the Cardinals, 5-2.
9 hits and no errors so far for Atlanta.
Ball
Never
three.
attempted to swing at that ball down low. It's ball three.
Foul ball to right, strike two.
Here comes the payoff pitch.
Ground ball to left center field.
Loves it.
He gets it to first. That's out number 2 for the Braves in game 1 of 3. Here comes Tyler Flowers. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout and the 6.
Strikes in his last trip.
Yeah, he failed to pull the bat off his shoulder in that one, Matty. Down on 3 pitches, pretty much a wasted AB. This has to be...
Ground ball to left center field as the Braves are still keeping it going in game 1 of 3. Take it out one more time.
First pitch fastball middle in, and he's able to drive that for a nice single.
Here comes the pin setter for the Braves offense, Charlie Culberson. Batting .305, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Braves staring at base on the first with 2 outs. Here comes Stump. Ground ball to right. He gives it to first baseman, and the side is retired. The time is running out for the Tigers in game 1 of 3. As we go to the top of the 9th, Braves holding on to a 5-1 lead in game 1 of 3 from the weekends and on the weekends. Coming to the Braves defense on the mound, Jesse Biddle. In his 24th game of the season, 4.42 ERA and 45 strikeouts. Due up for the Tigers, Samir Candelario. He's looking to put something big for the Tigers offense. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout in game 1 of 3. Here's the Pits, ball 1. Samir Candelario is 0 for 3. The 1-0 count by Biddle. Strike 1.
Ball 2 below the knees, but it's ruled a strike, and that evens the count at 1-1.
Toronto Blue Jays visiting the Rockies, 6-2. Comes the 1-1 by Biddle.
Now the 1-1 pitch.
Fly ball to right center field, and that's the first out for the Tigers. Here goes Miguel Cabrera looking for another good performance in game 1 of 3. He's 1 for 3 with a single in the first. Cincinnati Reds hosting the Nationals, 9-8. Here's the pitch by Biddle. Strike 1.
First pitch fastball in there for a called strike.
The 0-1 count by Biddle. Fly ball to right center field, and that's out number 2 for the Tigers. The time is running out for the Tigers offense. Last chance for the Tigers, Nick Castellanos. It's 0 for 3 with a line out and the 6. Ball 1.
Inside with the fastball, it's 1-0.
This is one of those classic cases of the right guy at the right spot. They need to get a rally going, and this is maybe their best hitter, so he's the right guy in the right spot for this team right
Ball
now.
2.
Downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes.
Biddle gives a sign. He sets the target. Here comes the 2-0. Strike one.
And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
Fly ball to left center field. He picks up a block, and that will be a double for the Tigers. And that was a well-set double. 18th double by Nick Castellanos. 9-game hitting streak with the Tigers offense. Take it out one more time. Game 1 of 3.
He knew what was on the line. He'd be lying if he didn't.
But there's a lot of pressure on you because you're walking into that batter's box.
Tigers staring at base runner second with 2 outs. We're going to cut the Braves' lead in Game 1 of 3. Here's the pitch by Biddle. Ball 1. Nico Goodrum is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. In Game 1 of 3 from the weekends and on the weekends. Strike one.
Slider down the middle, but laid off. Hey, that pitch right there caught entirely too much of the play. Curveball that rolled over the heart of the plate.
Biddle gives a sign. He nods his head. Goodrum is 2 for 3. Ground ball to third, to the left. It gives it the first baseman, and it's over. In Game 1 of 3. As the Braves take Game 1, they hold on to win 5-1. As the Tigers go down to 25-32. It was a nice game till the end, as you guys can see in the chat. Tigers are now down to 25-32 this season. Braves had 10 hits. Tigers had 6. Braves hold on to win Game 1 5-1. As we simulate the other scores, Stephen Maxwell. Yes, we check the other scores. Baltimore Orioles going up to 21-38 over the season. Over the Giants 6-4 with 11 hits and 1 error. Scott with a second win. Gilman with a 16th save for the Orioles. Boston Red Sox going up to 36-23, defeating the rival the Yankees in a shutout 3-0, sending the Yankees down to 31-27 of the season. With 11 hits, Rodriguez with a 6th win. Milwaukee Brewers going up to 24-34 of the season, over the Pirates 9-6 of 11 hits. Julio getting his 4th win, 4-0 as a starting pitcher. Minnesota Twins going up to an even 28-28 of the season over the Rays, 3-1 with 11 hits and 1 error. May with a 2nd win. Heldenberger with his very first save of the season. Cincinnati Reds pull off a good game over the Nationals, going up to 35-22, sending the Nationals down to 34-23. 9-8, 11 hits and 1 error. Iglesias with his very first win of the season. Kansas City Royals improve up to 34-23, blowing out the Rangers 10-2, 13 hits. Junis with his 8th win of the season. Chicago White Sox shut out the Indians, going up to 33-26, 5-0 with 8 hits and 1 error. Ivan Nova with his 4th win of the season. Chicago Cubs going up to 35-21, sending the Cardinals down to 30-26, 5-2 with 7 hits. Kerry Hendricks with his 8th win. Brendan Merrill with his 13th save of the season. Arizona Diamondbacks going up to 28-30 over the Metropolitans, 6-5 with 12 hits. Avery Brown with his 2-0 start, getting his 2nd win of the season. Toronto Blue Jays going up to 30-27 over the Rockies, down to 34-24 of the season. 8-3 with 14 hits. Baraki with his 4th win of the season. Oakland Athletics going up to 34-25 over the Astros, down to 40-18. 7-3 with 11 hits. Phil Blackburn with a 6th win. Trennan with a 16th save of the season. Angels going up to 27-31 over the Mariners, 8-5, 14 hits. Tyler Skaggs, the late great, who passed away at the age of 27 or 28 earlier this year, gets his 4th win. Allen was 17th save for the season. Philadelphia Phillies going up to 35-22. So had a good game over the Dodgers. Going down to 34-24. 5-2 with 8 hits and 1 error. Adcock was 5th win. Robertson was 12th save. And the Marlins going up to 29-27 over the Padres, 8-1 with 9 hits. Red Sox with his 4th win of the season. As the Tigers are down to 25-32 of the season. They got 2 more with the Braves in Atlanta. They have a day off, and then they'll be back at home to host the Tampa Bay Rays. And his double check the standings. The Tigers are now 3.5 games behind the Twins. Tigers are now 25-32 of the season, losing 2 straight. Indians are 3 games behind the Tigers, losing 3 games, 22-35 of the season. Shout out to Abe Sound, how you doing, buddy? Check out that channel. Twins have won 5 games, going up 20-28 of the season. But the big one, the Kansas City Royals have won 13 games, not 12, but 13. Going up to 34-23 with a great winning percentage of .596. It's 2 games ahead of the White Sox. Royals are going to continue the 13-game winning streak for the weekends and on the weekends. From the weekends as well. So we'll see. Houston Astros fall apart a bit, going down to 40-18. With the Astros having a 6.5 game lead over the Athletics, going up with 34-25 record. Rangers on a 3-game skid, 27-29 this season. It's still pretty early. Angels have won 4 consecutive games, 23-31, going up to 27-31. As the Angels are looking to continue their 4 wins, maybe snatch the lead, the 3rd place lead towards the Rangers. As you guys can see in the chat. As we look at the American League wildcard, Athletics, White Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, Twins, Rangers. Bottom list, Mariners, Orioles, Indians, Tigers, Rays, and the Angels. Still a lot of time for a lot of teams to catch up. Philadelphia Phillies have won 2 games, going up to 35-22 of the season, with winning percentage of .614. It's a 1 game ahead of the Nationals, 24-23 record. And the list goes on to the National League East. As you guys can see, pay it forward and be rewarded as much as we can. Chicago Cubs going up to 35-21 with 2 wins in a row. Cincinnati Reds going to win back, going up to 35-22, and still catching up with the Cubs. Cubs have lost 2 straight, down to 30-26, as it's still early for the season. Brewers got a win back, going up to 24-34. Let's see how it takes place for the National League Central. LA Dodgers fall apart again. 34-22, down to 34-24 this season, guys. As they are back tied with the Rockies, with the same record as they are today. Diamondbacks don't have the only win so far, as they're only 6 games behind the Rockies and the Dodgers. See how it shapes up to be. So look at the National League wildcard race in the chat. Reds, Nationals, Rockies, Cardinals, Marlins. Oh, sorry. Bottom list, Padres, Pirates, Braves, Giants, Brewers, and the Metropolitans. Now the Red Sox, they just got a victory over the Yankees. Hold on a second here. Hold on a moment. Let's see, I'm gonna look at this. Hold on, guys, I want to look at this real quick. But the Yankees still have a lot of time to catch up with the Red Sox. They're now 31-27. The Blue Jays are half game behind the Yankees, as the Orioles have won 2 straight, going up to 21-38 of the regular season, with a lot of games to go as we speak. Hold on. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm looking at this video before I pause things and end things a little bit. Oh wow, I'm pretty sure I know how that happens. And that's gonna do it. I'll tell you a little bit more of what's gonna be going on tomorrow and Monday, because the fair is coming up next week. Alrighty guys, that's going to do it. The Tigers salvaged the first game of 3 from the Braves as the Braves hold on to win 5-1. The Tigers have 2 more games with the Braves, and then they have a day off perhaps, have a day break of that, and then they'll be back at home to take on the host, the Tampa Bay Rays. If you guys have any questions, type it in the chat. If you guys want to catch more MLB 19 from the weekends and on the weekends, I'll get to the other thing in a second. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that red support button of the hashtag #IamACreatorCommunity equals hashtag pay it forward, to let people know that we are live paying it forward as much as we can gather. Because the more people we bring in, guys, the more we all win and grow together. But we watch our videos in full. We like the videos, we tweet them out, share them, and we add them to a good playlist. And we'll leave a meaningful comment down below once we've done the rest, and we never ask for support back afterwards. I was live with James Cox last night, and you know, his live was good. He was live with his girlfriend Janine, I believe, last night, and I believe it was kind of like a nice turnout. It was only like he was live over 13 minutes, so I was in for a little bit, and then, you know, he's doing good. So yeah, James Cox is doing pretty well. It's just that there might be a big chance he might be live Sunday, so we can talk about. So a lot of us can talk about what's been going on with him and YouTube. Tomorrow, and one more thing. Tomorrow I'm off at 6, so I will not be live tomorrow, and I will not be live after 3:15 because I'm going to be with my sexy top moderator for the next couple days, as I have 2 to 11, 9 to 6, 10 to 3:15. But next week, I'm off Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so you guys will get new episodes of Borderlands 2 next week, and a new episode of Monster Hunter World. So like I said, I will not be live tomorrow night or Monday, because I'm going to be able to the entire time. If you guys have any questions at all for me, I have the I Am a Creator Community equals hashtag pay it forward. You guys let me know in the chat. Let's go, let's grow. Anyway guys, that's going to do it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Be good to one another, be kind to one another, and love one another. Tigers are now 35 and 32 of the season. And I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good day, and keep it hydrated with water as much as you can. Love you guys, and be careful. So you guys can gather.